Okay guys, I've come back from Woolies and Aldi. Now, if you're a regular, you know that I typically don't shop at Woolies. It's a little bit out of my way. And when I say a little bit, I mean like 50 meters. So laziness wins. By proximity, walking distance to me, Aldi is the closest supermarket, then Coles. But my sister-in-law very kindly gifted me a Woolies gift card, so I used it up. Now, I did start my shop at Woolies. I'm not really familiar with their prices, so I don't know, comparatively off the top of my head how much more expensive it is to Aldi. So I did have a long walk around. The plan was to pick up some staples to replenish the pantry, like cooking sake. I use this quite frequently in my Japanese style cooking, so I got a bottle of this. One bottle of this exact same brand is $3.60. I did also get a thing of golden curry. I like the medium hot one. It's not really medium hot at all. The mild one is the orange color. This small box is $5. So I am going to be making curry tonight. On special was the egg fettuccine. Now this one, 250 grams. I got 2 packets of these, 2 boxes of these. These are going for $2.70 each. So I got 2 of these and I will just restock the pantry with them. A sweet treat, because I haven't had ice cream in ages. I haven't bought ice cream in at least a year. Yes, so I'm not a huge ice cream eater, but I saw these ones. I really enjoy these. These are a Korean ice cream. It's got green tea here and red beans. So you only get 4 of these in a box. Really expensive for $11, but a sweet treat. What was on special and I squished in my bag was the Connoisseur Minis, salted caramel and macadamias. This one was going for $8.50 and you get 6 minis. Now, it's been really hot lately and including today, so I have my aircon running at the moment. And sometimes if I have people over, I want to offer them like something cold and sweet. This is going to stay in the freezer. And Woolies had eggs, even though it is very late afternoon. I mean, they didn't have a lot left, so I got the 12 cage-free eggs, barn-laid 700-gram eggs. These ones are going for $5.40. They did have other options, more expensive options. They had like a dozen for like $12, and I was just not going to pay those prices. The free-range ones, that was what was left. So eggs. Rules are now, if you see eggs, you got to buy them. And something just quite nostalgic, sweet chili chicken tenders, 1 kilo. This was on special at Woolies for $11. I used to get them in my lunch orders for school way back when. So a bit of nostalgia there. I did walk around and I saw that their onions, their big bag of onions was $5.99, and I was like, no thank you. And carrots was more expensive than Aldi, so I did go to Aldi. So I got 1 kilo of onion, just small ones. At Aldi, 1 kilo of onions is going for $2.99. I also got half a kilo of carrots. These ones, smaller ones, snacking ones, for $1.49, and 500 grams of the mini potatoes, small ones, going for $2.49. So yeah, I didn't need like 2 kilos, 3 kilos. So that's why I opted to go to Aldi. Then I also got gravy beef. Now, I would have bought a big pack had they had it, but they didn't. So $15.99 a kilo. I got 2 packets of these. So one One of these, $9.21, and the other one, $8.63. I will be doing beef in my curry tonight, so yeah, lots of portions as always. The final thing I got was grapes. Now, I did get these from Woolies. They were by the entrance, and they're really firm and cold and nice, which is fresh, yes. I've recently had these, like, at time of filming, like 2 days ago, but they were really good. And one thing I really feel about Aldi, my local Aldi, is that the fruit options there are really, really poor. They also had grapes at a much lower price, but they were looking like you had to eat them tonight or tomorrow. So, you know, not the freshest fruit at Aldi near where I live. One bag of this one was on special for $4.50 a kilo, and this little bag set me back about $4.15. So, all in all, I spent a total of 70, maybe $80, the bulk of this at Woolies. Now, walking around, prices definitely are more expensive between Woolies, Coles versus Aldi. Just on your basic staples, I noticed things like your yogurt and even snacking options are like, you know, $1 cheaper per item. So, you know, at the end of the shop, it all adds up. I also saw that there are a lot more options at Woolies compared to Aldi, of course, but yeah, if you're price conscious, I think you really need to shop small. As always, I will put my total up on screen. Okay, so I've decided to do my curry in the Instant Pot tonight, simply because I have beef and I would like it softer. Usually I do my curry on the stove, but I typically have chicken. Now I decided to actually just chop up all of the gravy beef, but use half of it. I might use it for a stew on another night. Besides, my Instant Pot is the small one, so it really can only handle, you know, a small quantity. So I've got 2 onions diced here. I've got some of the potatoes which I've halved, and the others I've kept whole because they're minis. A couple of the carrots chunked up, and I've got my golden curry mix. So it's pretty easy, right? All you have to do is saute the onions, brown off the meat, throw everything together with water enough to cover. Now, there are instructions on this box, but because water evaporates from the stove, whereas it doesn't in the Instant Pot, you have to reduce the amount of water you keep in the Instant Pot. Now, I don't like to use the saute function on this because I think it's too slow. So I'm going to do this on the stove just with a little bit of pepper, I think, maybe a bit of salt, but you know, this is pretty much all the flavoring you need. And then I will transfer everything to the Instant Pot. So to the stove we go. Okay, so I've transferred everything over into the Instant Pot bowl. So this was about 550, 600 grams of the gravy beef and 2 of the onions. Now I'm going to throw my potatoes and carrots in and basically water it to top. So the instructions are always on the box. It's pretty easy, just throw whatever you want in. But I want the beef soft, so pressure cook it. So I put in 2 cups of warm water just to help it get started. And I'm gonna throw all of my curry cubes on. So this will melt during the whole process. At the end, give it a stir. I think I'm gonna pressure cook this for 25 minutes. So into the Instant Pot it goes. Okay, so my pressure cooker took 20 minutes exactly to come up to pressure before it began cooking for the 25 minutes that I set it at. I've just finished venting it, and let's open up and have a look. Okay, so the flavor is really nice. I know this. It's a thing I eat quite, well, not as regularly as I'd like to, but I had it quite regularly growing up. Now, the beef is done, but it's not as soft and not as tender as actually I would like. The potatoes are good. You know, they're pretty much soft and easy to poke with a knife, like so. So I think I'm actually going to continue cooking this for a bit. Bit of trial and error for me in the Instant Pot. I don't use it as frequently as I hope to. Mostly because it's a faff to get it out. But again, I like to eat really tender stuff. So I think I'm actually going to pull out some of the potatoes just so that they don't melt away to nothing, and give this more time. Okay, so I've pulled out a bowl of the potatoes and the carrots, put it aside. It's so that when it cooks, it won't, you know, dissolve away to nothing. I have left some of it in there so it will kind of add into the sauce, which is already a really nice, thick, nice stock. And plus with the onions, you get a really excellent flavor. So I reckon I'm going to pressure cook this again, probably for another at least 15 minutes. So lid goes back on. Okay, so this time it seems to have done the trick. It's very soft with a knife poked through. So note to future self or anyone trying the Instant Pot, if you're trying beef, I would give this a pressure cook of at least 40 minutes, 45 minutes maybe. Let's give it a taste. Really, really lovely. Such a rich sauce. You can really taste how the onions have dissolved. You know, you usually have this over rice, or most people have it over rice. However, I'm not getting out the rice cooker. Yeah, if I've already got my Instant Pot, you know, plugged in on the countertop. So I'm actually going to make udon noodles with this. Okay, so I've thrown my potatoes and carrots back in, just the ones I took out so that they wouldn't go all soft. And I'll let this, you know, basically sit there. I'm going to make some noodles, so let me show you. Okay, so I always keep udon noodles in the freezer. I like to have udon like once a week at least. Asian supermarket plus the big supermarkets now stock this also in their freezer section. I'm also going to have an egg with my udon. So how I like my eggs are a little bit, tiny bit runny on the inside, still not fully cooked. So I boil a pot of water and then I put my egg in for about 7 minutes. I also cook my udon until done. This takes like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to scoop my curry on top. So to the stove we go. Okay, so I've boiled my udon noodles and I've got my egg, my hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled really, and now I'm just gonna scoop some curry on top. Okay, so this is dinner. It's a bit of a faff, yes, when you use beef because it's a slow cook thing, but the pressure cooker thing did really work really well. My beef is really tender. Whole thing's very hot. You can spoon it over rice, which would stretch out the cost of it a lot more. I have noodles because again I can't be bothered making rice. Got my beef, got my carrots, got my potatoes, got my egg, and again this is just the golden curry mix. So obviously this will last me days and days and days. I've still got the other half in the fridge, and I reckon I'll probably just do it up again with another box. So as always, I will put my costings up on screen.